The story begins in 1981, where Ed and Lorraine are seen praying with the Glatzel family for their 8-year-old child, David. David has been possessed by a demon, and they are waiting for Father Gordon to perform an exorcism. David is then put to bed in his room, and shortly after, Father Gordon arrives. In the next scene, while David is asleep in his room, someone suddenly knocks loudly on his door. Frightened, David hides in the bathtub. Just then, he sees hands appearing over the bathtub, and suddenly a large amount of blood starts flowing from it. Terrified, David screams loudly. Hearing his cries, everyone rushes into his room. When they open the door, they see that the demon has completely taken over David. Suddenly, he attacks Father Gordon with a piece of glass, injuring him. Ed then takes David downstairs while Father Gordon remains to perform the exorcism. They place David on a table and tie his hands and legs. As Father Gordon begins the exorcism, David starts having strange visions. Suddenly, strong winds blow through the house, and the lights flicker on and off. A flying object, caught in the wind, hits Father Gordon on the head, injuring him and causing him to fall. David's condition worsens as he starts harming himself in a bizarre manner. Seeing this, his sister becomes terrified and screams loudly. But then David frees himself and forcefully hits Ed in the chest, telling him, "I will stop your heartbeat." Seeing this, Arnie, who is Debbie's boyfriend, tells the demon to take him instead of David. Just then, the demon's influence over David starts to fade, and it enters the barn. In the next scene, everything seems normal after the incident, but Ed suffers a heart attack and is admitted to the hospital. One day when Arnie is at David's house, he notices a box suddenly falling on its own. Upon checking, he sees a rat inside, which then disappears into a hole in the wall. As soon as Arna looks into the hole and turns around, a woman suddenly covers his mouth and vanishes. Terrified, Arna is left in shock. In the next moment, Arna is seen working, when he suddenly feels uneasy and notices the shadow of a woman in the window. Frightened, he rushes back home. At home, his landlord is playing loud music and invites him for a drink. Meanwhile, Ed regains consciousness in the hospital and tells Lorraine that the demon has now possessed Arnie. Upon hearing this, Lorraine calls Arnie, but due to the loud music, he doesn't hear the phone ring. She then calls the police station and warns them that an incident is about to happen at Arne's house. In the next scene, Arne is shown feeling very strange, and when Davy is dancing with Bruno, she sees a demon in him, which scares her a lot. As she tries to take Debbie and run away, he falls to the ground and feels darkness surrounding him. At that moment, a demon rapidly approaches him, and in an attempt to defend himself, Arnie attacks it with a knife. After this, he is shown walking down the road in a dazed state when a police officer stops him. Suddenly, the demonic presence over Arnie disappears. He tells the officer, "I think I have hurt someone." Then it is revealed that the knife Arnie used to attack the demon actually stabbed Bruno, who was not a demon, resulting in Bruno's murder with 22 stab wounds. Later, Ed and Lorraine are seen in the police station making Arna read the Bible. As Arna reads it, he starts believing that he is normal again and no longer possessed. When he is taken to court, his lawyer informs the judge that Arnie committed the murder while being possessed. It turns out that Ed and Lorraine were the ones who advised the lawyer to make this argument. The next moment, the lawyer tells them that if they fail to prove Arne's possession, he will receive the death penalty. To fully understand the case, Ed and Lorraine listen to David's audio tapes, which reveal when it all started. 5 months earlier, the Glatzel family had moved into a new house. On the first day, when David went to his room and played on a waterbed, a demonic face appeared in it. After that, when David is getting off the bed, a demonic hand from inside the bed grabs him, which terrifies him. The scene then transitions to the present. In the next moment, we see that Lorraine can sense the incident due to her paranormal abilities. Lorraine believes that David himself summoned the demon, but Debbie insists that this is not possible because he was only in that room for a short while. After this, everyone enters the room where the incident with David took place. They see that the area under the bed has turned completely black. Then Lorraine goes underneath the house to investigate further and finds an object made of bones. She takes photographs of it, and it is revealed that this object was used to summon the demon that cursed David. These photos are then sent to all local police stations in the hope that someone might recognize them and provide information. Upon seeing these pictures, Father Gordon advises them to meet Father Kastner, a retired priest who has knowledge about such matters. In the next scene, Ed and Lorraine visit Father Kastner. who informs them that this is the work of devil worshippers. They are not doing it for any specific reason, but simply to spread evil in the world. He then takes them to the basement of his house, where many books and objects are stored. Father Kastner explains that he collected all these items while researching the disciples of Ramkul. After this, we see Arnie cleaning in the prison, when suddenly a man gets up and starts singing. He tells Arnie that he knows everything about who he is and where he came from. At that moment, the lights go out, and suddenly a demon attacks Arna, terrifying him. This was happening because of the ritual that was being performed on him again. Then Ed and Lorraine receive a call from their assistant, Drew, who informs them that a detective has seen something that matches the photo they had sent to the local police station. Ed and Lorraine go to meet the detective. It is revealed that Jessica and Katie were best friends, and Jessica had taken Katie into the forest, where she stabbed her 22 times and killed her. Since then, Jessica has been missing, and the same totem was found in her house. After this, the group goes to the forest where Jessica murdered Katie. Upon reaching there, Lorraine starts sensing everything that happened that night. She envisions herself in Jessica's place, experiencing what she went through after killing Katie. Just as Jessica had run away after killing Katie, Lorraine also found herself running in real life. She reaches the edge of a cliff and is about to fall into the water when Ed stops her. However, suddenly a demonic hand grabs Lorraine's leg and pulls her down, causing her to fall. Somehow she is saved, but she realizes that Jessica's body is in the water. After killing Katie, Jessica had drowned herself. As soon as Ed and Lorraine reach home, they receive a call from Debbie. She tells them that whatever is happening is forcing Arnie to take his own life. Ed tells her to seek help from Father Newman in Chaplain and suggests that Arnie be kept under 24-hour suicide watch. Because of this, Newman gives Arnie a bottle of holy water and tells him that God always gives everyone a chance to save their own life. In the next scene, we see Ed and Lorraine. Lorraine tells Ed that on the day of David's exorcism at the Glassell house, she held David's hand and saw some visions. This allowed her to connect with the person responsible for all this. After this, the two of them go to a funeral home where Jessica's body is kept. Through Jessica's body, Lorraine wants to feel that connection again to find out who is behind all this. When Lorraine holds Jessica's hand, she feels as if she is in the place of the person who is orchestrating everything. She sees that the ritual is being performed again. Meanwhile, Arna, who is sitting inside a holy water circle, suddenly breaks the bottle and cuts his hand with the glass. This is all being controlled by the same woman behind these events, but Lorraine manages to stop it in time, preventing Arn from getting seriously injured. Lorraine explains that the connection works both ways, which means she can now see the woman behind it all. Suddenly, the funeral home's lights start flickering. When Ed turns the light back on, a dead body in the room comes to life and moves toward Lorraine to attack her. Just in time, Ed helps Lorraine break contact with the dead body, severing the connection, and the dead body falls down. After this, the two reach home, and Drew shows them a book. From this, they learn that if the altar where the ritual is being performed is destroyed, the curse will end. Ed then asks Lorraine to recall from her vision what the woman looked like. As Lorraine describes the place, Ed suddenly faints. When Ed regains consciousness, he sees that no one is in the house. It's as if Lorraine has disappeared. While searching for her, Ed sees the woman responsible for everything in his house. She tells him that they are very close to the truth, and that if they give up now, she will hate them immensely. After saying this, she suddenly vanishes. Then the demon from the funeral home appears and attacks Ed, but Ed begins reciting words from the Bible and pulls out a knife to kill it. However, just then, Ed's assistant grabs his hand and sees that Ed was about to stab Lorraine instead of the demon. Then Drew reveals that she was in their house and starts searching for something all around. At that moment, Lorraine notices a bouquet of flowers that have turned completely black. When Ed throws the bouquet down, the same thing comes out of it that they had seen under David's house. This means Ed is the next target. The next morning, Lorraine leaves for Father Kastner's house because she needs a passage from the book translated, which might help them find a way to break the curse. Meanwhile, Ed and Drew stay at home, trying to solve the connection, where they discover that Jessica was from their town, and maybe that's where the curse was placed on him. On the other hand, we see Debbie, who is with Father Newman at Arn's place. Meanwhile, Ed solves the connection, and Lorraine reaches Father Kastner's house, asking him to translate the book. Father Kastner tells her that to complete this curse, 3 sacrifices are necessary. Once done, the person performing it will gain the power of the devil. The 3 victims must include a child, a lover, and someone who strongly believes in themselves. Hearing this, Lorraine tells Father Kastner that the 3rd person is Ed. Then Father Kastner takes Lorraine to the basement, where he wants to show her something. Here we learn that Father Kastner had a daughter named Isla. His wife had died while giving birth to Isla. To keep the church from finding out about her, he raised Isla at home. Over time, Isla became obsessed with the cult and eventually became a part of it. Father Kastner then sends Lorraine inside the basement, where there is an altar where the curses are being performed. Destroying it would put an end to the curse. At that moment, Isla arrives at Kastner's house. Seeing her, Father Kastner begins to pray, but Isla slits his throat, killing him. After killing him, she follows Lorraine into the tunnel. Lorraine tries to knock down the altar, but is unable to do so. Just then, Isla arrives and grabs Lorraine, attempting to stab her while forcing her to look into her eyes. However, Lorraine throws a stone at Isla and starts running away. During this time, Ed enters the tunnel, and Ayla throws something into his eyes, which causes him to become possessed. After this, Ayla goes back to the altar and starts the ritual again, making Arnie possessed. He screams so loudly that all the glass around shatters. Meanwhile, Ed, now possessed, starts attacking Lorraine and breaking everything around him. Arnie also frees himself and starts levitating in the air while trying to take his own life with a piece of glass. But somehow, Debbie grabs his hand and tells him that she loves him very much. On the other hand, Lorraine tries to remind Ed of her love, and he begins to recall their first meeting. This brings him out of his possessed state, and he destroys the altar, breaking the curse on Arna and freeing him. Now Ayla appears before Ed and Lorraine, but all the bones in her body begin to break terribly. This happens because Ed destroyed the altar, and since Ayla failed to fulfill her pact with the demon takes her soul. After this, Ed and Lorraine leave the place, but suddenly Ed starts feeling unwell because he had forgotten his medicine at home. However, Lorraine takes out the medicine from her locket and gives it to him. At the end, a note appears on the screen stating that Arnie was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his crime, but he married Debbie while in jail, and they are still together. With this, the movie comes to an end. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Also subscribe to this channel for more horror stories like this.